Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the king of hidden gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances that are usually very good value for money. They smell good. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So today I have another brand or house that deserves more talk, because they make very good fragrances for very good prices, but unfortunately they don't get that much attention. This is the brand or house of Aigner. So this brand is originally founded by Aigner, who was an Hungarian designer who worked for big houses in Paris like Dior, Chanel and things like that. And then later on he founded his own brand, Aigner. Main design of the main products is luxury bags, handbags, leather works and purses and things like that. And then later on he sold it to, this is late 70s, and then he sold it to another company in Germany, Munich, and since then they just stayed there and it's called Aigner Munich. There is another branch of it which is called Aigner, which is based in New York. It's just a bit confusing because these ones I have, the three bottles, they are actually on them it says Aigner Munich. But when you go to buy them online, it says Aigner, which is very confusing. But for what I'm getting, what I understand, these are from the German side, the luxury brand from Munich. They put out these fragrances, and what fragrances they are absolutely amazing. The DNA of these three are very classy, and in a way they remind me of Guerlain for some reason. I don't know why, but when I smell them it reminds me of Guerlain works, Guerlain DNA, Guerlain most famous works, yeah, for men obviously. These three are for men. They're called first class. This one is called first class, this one is called first class executive, and the last one is called first class explorer. The first one came out 2016, the second one came out 2018, and the last one came out 2020. So in terms of quality, they smell beautiful. As I said, it reminds me of French perfumery, especially House of Guerlain. But I think one of the reasons they don't get that much attention is because they don't perform very big. They are a medium performer overall. Give or take on all of these, I'll get around 6 hours. If you put on t-shirt, it goes up to 8 hours. So, but between 6 to 8 hours altogether. If you overspray them, they stay more, and also on t-shirt they stay longer. In terms of projection, again, they are on the medium projector. They are not huge. You get around an hour or two of moderate to good projection, but you don't get beast mode basically. Apart from the last one, Explorer, I get a much better performance in terms of projection. It's the biggest projector between all of this. So overall, this house or this brand needs more attention. The reason is because the value for money. You can find these, all of them, in the United Kingdom as far as I know, because I don't know other places, but I'm guessing there are similar places, other countries. They go around 30 to 35 pounds for 100 ml. All of them are Eau de Toilette, apart from this one, I think is Eau de Perfume. Is it? No, is Eau de Toilette. So all Eau de Toilette. And for Eau de Toilette, all of these, they work what they're supposed to do, so which is 6 hours give or take, and plus 1 or 2 hours of good projection. So overall, for Eau de Toilette, they're working quite well. they are quite respectable. It is what is expected. But in terms of smell, they are very sophisticated. They are very classy. I recommend all of these for people over 25 and up, because they are quite a little bit on the mature side, a little bit on the complex side, on the sophisticated side. Although the smell are only the way that majority of people will like them anyway, and they are all three of them are good for all year round. They are very versatile. You can use them any time of the year, any season, any weather. They are very good for going out. They are good for casual. They are formal, informal. So they are very versatile. So that's why I highly recommend this. On Fragrantica, 3 of these have more than 4 points out of 5. Some of them got even higher, 4.5. I think the first and second and the third, all of them got around 4.3, 4.4, which is from Fragrantica. We all know majority of people are critical, so they don't give away points for no reason. So you can tell that when they get a very high voting on Fragrantica, they are very good. Anyway, so let me start with the first one, which is by the way, this brand or this house, they have many fragrances, especially for men in their lineup. They have some ladies as well. They have around 12 to 13 in their lineup for men. But I like this line because, as I said, they remind me of Guerlain. They remind me of that classic, classy way of perfumery, which is Guerlain is very famous for. So let's go for the first one, which is the Aigner, and this is First Class, and this came out 2016. So this one's got 4.2 out of 5 on Fragrantica, and what we get, so on top notes we have apple, bergamot and grapefruit. In the middle note we have melon, pink pepper and jasmine. In the base note we have patchouli, vetiver, oak moss and amber. So very classy, very classic way of putting the notes, and you can tell by smelling it. Absolutely gorgeous. So when you smell it, again, classy, class, and very gentlemanly like fragrance. It's very woody. It's quite peppery. It's got spicy underline, but mainly what you get is the woods and the amber. The woods and the amber are the biggest player here. But definitely, I don't get that much apple, but I get a big grapefruit and bergamot in the first 10 minutes or so. And then in the middle, definitely pink pepper is the biggest player. Melon, I don't get that much. But in the jasmine, yes, there's a big jasmine in here. Wow, the jasmine is gorgeous. The jasmine and the pink pepper together goes very well here, and giving it that classy feel. And in the base, obviously, the vetiver and the patchouli and the oak moss, plus the amber, giving it that ambery feel, plus that little bit of earthiness, little bit of woodiness, plus little bit of greenness as well. Overall, highly recommended. This is absolutely gorgeous. Again, give or take around 6 hours of longevity and 1 hour to 2 hours of good projection, moderate to good projection. But they are not big, they are not huge, because they are ordered at the toilet anyway. But highly recommend it for if you like something similar to Tuxedo by YSL. It's not a copy of it, but for some reason it reminds me of it. But without the booze. Okay, so this one is like, it's got the DNA of that Tuxedo without the booziness, and also there's no vanilla in here for some reason, but it still reminds me of that one. But also reminds me of Guerlain, like especially the L'Instant de Guerlain. But again, not a copy, but it reminds me of that for some reason. Okay, so it just give you an idea where it's going. But overall, on its own, forget those two. This is beauty in a bottle, very high quality. When you smell it, it just put a smile on your face. So if you like this kind of fragrances, I highly recommend it. Again, 3 of them are very good. Let's go to the next one. So the next one is Aigner First Class, and this one is Executive. So it came out 2018. So with this one, it got 4.6 out of 5 on Fragrantica. Very, very high score. So this one, the top notes are bergamot, sweet orange, and grapefruit. So very citrusy in the beginning. Middle notes we have orange blossom, jasmine, and pink pepper again. And the base we have vetiver, sandalwood, oak moss, and amber and patchouli, similar to the first one. So this one is similar to the first one, but they made it a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more depth. So this one is beautiful, but this one is a little bit deeper, if you like, and also a little bit fruitier. But they are quite similar. Okay, so I would say about 60 to 70% similar, but this one's got a little bit more fruitiness to it, and in a way, again, it reminds me a little bit of what's his name, Dior Sauvage, but without the unboxing. There's no unboxing in here, and also this one is classier and more rounded and more sophisticated and more complex than Dior Sauvage, but it puts it that in that direction. Okay, so imagine the first class plus the DNA or the fruitiness of Dior Sauvage in here. It gives it that combination, but it's not a copy of Dior Sauvage, don't get me wrong, and when you smell it you don't get Dior Sauvage, but it gives you that feeling of Dior Sauvage plus the classiness and the complexity of better fragrance and better perfumery. So again, this one doesn't nobody it's not mentioned the perfumer, but came 2018, and it's again for performance around 6 hours. I would say 4 to 6 hours plus if you put a t-shirt a little bit longer, and an hour of good projection. But all of this, you don't get a heavy projection. They are not big, they're not beast mode. Okay, and that's why I think in the community they don't get that much love, because they don't perform as expected or as people want it to be. I personally love them, but even me, I wished they lasted longer and they projected more. But I think it's just because they edited toilet, they are quite subdued, they're not very big. If they change this formulation to maybe edit the Perfume and they put more oil in them, they would, then we would get a much better performance. So maybe in the next, when they come up with flankers, they will do that. I'm not sure, but usually companies will do that anyway. So yeah, highly recommended. A beautiful citrus, gorgeous citrus in here. The bergamot, orange, sweet orange, and the grapefruit are big in the beginning again for 10 minutes, and then in the mid we have the orange blossom and jasmine, which is white florals and giving it a little bit of floral feel, plus the pink pepper giving it that zestiness, and plus a little bit of peppery and feel of spiciness. And then in the base we have the vetiver, sandalwood, patchouli giving it a little bit of earthiness, woodiness, and greenness, plus the amber giving it all roundness and giving it a little bit of resin feel to it as well. And oak moss, obviously, it will giving it again a little bit of that feel of green woody feel. Overall, again, highly recommended. Very, very good, gorgeous to the max. I can't recommend them enough. Okay, let's go to the last but not least, and although I like them all, this one is my favorite right now because it reminds me of what's his name, the Moschino, the Toy Boy, but again better perfumery and a classier version of it. So this one it came out 2020, and so this one's got a perfumer credited for it, which is Dominique Persias or Persias. I'm sure this guy has done many jobs before because he's done a very good job here. So on top we get, this one is even bigger on the citruses in the beginning. So we got mandarin orange, we got pink grapefruit, and we got pink pepper again. The pink pepper is all of them. They have the share of the pink pepper, and here we got cardamom and nutmeg to making it even more spicier. And this one, guys, absolutely gorgeous. But this one, these two are quite manly, but this one goes tiny bit towards unisex because it's got a big rose in the middle, and the rose and the jasmine and the violet making it very floral in the mid. So this one is the most floral of the all of these. These two are woodier and greener and a little bit earthy and spicier, but this one is more floral plus those spices as well. And in the base we have tonka bean, patchouli, vetiver, cedar and musk. So again, tonka bean and the patchouli, the vetiver and the cedar all giving it a very woody feel. So it's super woody, wood plus that rose making it quite similar to Moschino Toy Boy, but again much better perfumery and more complex and better perfumery overall. Is again reminds me of what Guerlain does usually, but overall highly recommend. Again, around 6 hours give or take. This one is a little bit better performer. These two I would say maybe 6 to 7 hours longevity plus 2 hours of better projection, but overall they are quite similar in terms of projection, but this one is a little bit better in terms of length of the projection and also the how much it will go out. But overall, highly recommend all of these. So I bring these things to your attention, then you can go and do your research and see if you can, they may be good to you, but under £35 for what you get, the perfumery, the smell, and okay, the performance is on the moderate side altogether, all of them, moderate projection, moderate longevity. But if you like classier fragrances, if you like them to be not loud, if you like them to be a little bit more personal, these are very good. I personally love all of these, beautiful. I think they are done a very good job, Aigner, the brand, and that's why I brought it to your attention to know about it. Okay guys, thank you very much for joining me. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, if you find it in any way, shape valuable, please, you know what to do, press all those buttons. And if you would like to contribute to this channel, there's a heart bottom shape in the bottom of this video, or you can buy one of my fragrances if you live in the United Kingdom, which are from different dimension. Thank you very much as always, and I'll see you later. Bye.